Yo, what's going on, guys? I just wanted to hop on here, make a video. Sorry about the noise in the background. There's I don't know, construction stuff going on. I found this little open field. Um, so I decided to park up over here. So I don't know, somewhere in the wayside there's like construction, but nice, for the most part, quiet area. But I just want to talk about the four things I did or changed before I attracted a six-figure income. These are notably for me, there's multiple ways to get to the pot of gold, and these are the things I did, the paths I took to make that happen. The first habit I incorporated in my lifestyle was exercise. I was always generally pretty skinny. I have a very fast metabolism, so I burn calories super fast. I don't necessarily it's hard for me to gain weight, to be honest. Other people, it's the other way around. Some people have a good balance, but for me, it's hard for me to gain weight. So that being said, you can still have a healthy exercise routine. That change is what really mentally shaped how I was viewing myself, as well as mentally shaped how I was viewing things I put into my body, how I operated on the day to day. I felt more energized. It was like a natural energy drink. I mean, I still enjoy my yerba mates. I'm kind of hooked. But every now and then. But yeah, exercising just changed my whole scope of how it built like a mental strength and toughness. That being said, yeah, you got to be consistent with it. It's not just like 2-3 days, and then just stop. When you just add it to your lifestyle of how you operate, you just view the world differently, because that strain and that, the exercise in the gym, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about your body, doing anything that makes you feel good as a human is going to be a benefit to you in the outside world. So what you work on internally, like exercising, it's an internal thing. We work on our bodies. It's going to show on the outside. And then our mind, it's going to also show. We're just going to start to feel good. Yeah, so that's exercising was one. The second one, I wrote these down because I couldn't, I started to ramble. I can't. Is reading, So reading, that doesn't just mean reading in and of itself, just books, but that's any kind of form of educating oneself, being curious. Growing up, when we were in school, elementary school, middle school, high school, college, if you can still, some of you might still be in school, we had a genuine curiosity about certain subjects. Some we might be interested in more than others. For me, I really liked Myth and Legends class. We used to talk about a lot of cool stuff. I had a really good teacher. He was really cool, Mr. Geary, and me and him, I remember we'd have some really deep conversations, because I would just, on my own time outside of school as well, would just do my own research. I'd naturally be curious about things, spirituality, different religions, just sciences, stuff like that. And yeah, you gotta have subjects outside of what you're doing for your work or job or school that you're genuinely interested in, and you have to look into those for yourself, because yes, you're educating yourself, but you're also learning something. And learning things as people, as well as exercising for the body, makes your brain feel good, makes you feel good, because it brings that excitement into life. It brings that curiosity. It makes you excited to actually wake up in the morning and go do something, because you got things to look forward to throughout your day, besides just the mundane life of living and just working. You can't just live and work. It's good to have a balance. So sometimes forms of what might look like to someone work could be enjoyment. If you're sitting on your computer studying, say, like social sciences or chemistry or even math or something, you're interested in the arts, if you just look into it, read up about it, draw, practice the things, do some kind of side projects, those kind of things, those kind of activities, pursuing that makes you feel good. It builds confidence. It builds a life that you feel like you're actually living on your own merit versus, um, you know, you're doing something because you're forced to, because you have to do a grade or something like that. So reading and education, that's the second thing. When I started to do things out of genuine curiosity, I started to transform how I was looking at life in general, whether what I was doing business or working jobs beforehand. Yeah. So the third thing we got on here was time management. Yeah, so time management, when it comes to that, that can be seen in many ways. That could be, how you structure your day the night before or the week before, if you're scheduling out your whole week, to if you have 3 hours of downtime, but you also have to get a couple of things done. Maybe you have to check some emails. Maybe you have to, okay, I hit the gym and then get in quick breakfast. So what can you prep? What can you make at this time to do that? And I also want to, so basically setting up your day in a way that is a realistic acquired goal. Maybe starting small, maybe making it a few tasks, nothing too crazy. I feel like a lot of people, especially in beginning stages, I was doing this a lot. I'm flipping the camera. Sorry. We tried to take on too much way too soon. We tried to 360 in a day. And yeah, maybe we'll do it for like a week or two, but over time, I don't like this position. We're going back. Over time, it doesn't stick. Over time, like when we fail at, trying to do something that was already a crazy feat to begin with, we discourage ourselves. So I think it's good to structure our time in a way to where we get small incremental, wins, as people like to say. Those small wins, those small results that you can stack on and then add to them as you get used to the new ones. That could also be, when it comes to business, leveraging your time. Once upon a time, I used to do all my jobs myself most of the time. I do exterior home cleaning, roofs, gutters, windows, power washing. Now, I have people who help me out. I have guys, close people who I can trust, who can leverage some more time. So I help them by having them leverage their time, because they're working with in a sector almost as an independent contractor. And then I'm leveraging my time in a way to where, okay, I can start working on other projects and building other businesses, whether that's online or working on other stuff like expanding the business. So within whatever sector of life you're in, there's always rooms and areas where you can leverage your time. So that's the third one, is your time leveraging. And the last one, and one of the most important, I don't know, they're all important in their own ways. This one's very important, because without this, that's longevity, but it's your diet. When I changed, yes, like I said at the beginning, I do have a very, very fast metabolism. I could probably eat a lot of fast food consistently. I did used to eat a lot of fast food. We all did when we were younger, at least tried it, most of us. And it's really hard for me to gain weight, to be honest. But that being said, just because you don't stack on weight doesn't necessarily mean these like fast foods or other kind of unhealthy drinks or stuff like that we eat aren't affecting our bodies. So, basically what that does, say I'm eating, and you guys test this for yourself. A day, like say you're on a clean diet. If you're someone who's pretty regimented, you eat fast food once, and I've done this before, I'll have an instant craving for like Taco Bell, or like, oh, I just want to get some whatever it is. I just feel like crap after eating it. But you don't initially feel like crap when you're consistently eating fast food, because your body and your DNA makeup, your structure of your stomach and your digestion system is used to that. I remember when I first actually stopped consistently eating fast food, I kind of felt really bad for a little bit. It was hard for me to like just go from that to eating kind of clean, like, some real food, like natural organic sweet potatoes, some actually greens, some broccoli, some, brown rice, some organic grass-fed beef, some, and all those different things. You can go deeper, and there's, whoa, almost just tripped over a vine. You can go deeper, and there's people who try to get like, the farmer, which is even better if you can afford it, the natural farming stuff. You can go that deep level. I'm not too educated on like all those different kind of foods, but for the most part, what I'm saying is when you start to eat real food, you change your DNA makeup, because that kind of food and all the stuff they put in it changes your DNA. In that food changes, it's like it changes how you think. You feel slower, you think slower, you don't have as much energy. Even if you are if you're super athletic and fit, you work out consistently, yeah, you could still be a little more not as affected by the foods you're eating if you were eating clean. Yeah, just it just helps you think better, think clearer. I feel sharper. I have more energy. I don't feel tired after eating. I'm not full. So how you eat, how you diet is really important. That could be overeating too. That's included. Overeating. We don't want to overeat. Eat to your, eat to your comfortable. Eat to your, you don't have to eat 3 meals a day every day. Even sometimes I eat 2 meals a day. I'm just not hungry at times. So still eat a good amount so you're gaining healthy weight. But, look at yourself, how you feel versus when you overeat versus when you're not eating, and just how do you feel in general, and then, watch your weight. We all have different, fitness goals and stuff like that. But yeah, it's very important to try to take care of our health, because at the end of the day, health is wealth. And without our health, we're not even going to be alive. So yeah, those are the 4 pillars I think, in my opinion, are one of the most important things. And doing these things were the main things I've changed before I actually attracted 6 figures into my life. 2024, I waited a couple years. 2024, I think I did like 94K in revenue. And then we moved into 2025, it was at 170K. So 2026, we're going to try to do bigger numbers than those, or within the range. But it's not about, I like to compete with myself. So yeah, those things I changed is what really had me sharp, I became the version of myself who was able to attract 6 figures into my life from those healthy habits. Eating clean, time management, exercise, and reading, education, all those things. So yeah, those are the 4 things I would say if you're trying to really change your life. Even you'll see it change instantly. Even if you're trying to you're not going to instantly make 6 figures tomorrow. The more you're going to feel good though. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you, try it out for just 3 days. 3 days, try out what I told you. You can go back to your lifestyle if you don't want to. You can be like, yeah, I'll bump this guy. I'm just going to do what I want. But for 3 days, you take it seriously and seriously eat healthy. You seriously find a couple of books or one book that you can read for the next 3 days. Exercise and eat healthy. I said eat healthy. Time management, manage your time, actually do it in a structured way. Do those things for 3 days, see how good you feel. And I guarantee you, you're going to see a different mode of how you operate in life. And if you do that consistently for years, that's where you compound, even months, honestly. It took me a while to get to the 6-figure mark. I've been in business, self-employed for about 4 years now. You could definitely do it a lot faster. You could do it in like a couple months. I just used to, I used to be a partier. I used to get really distracted with video games, different stuff. But you could definitely do it quick. If you don't have all those other vices, even if you do, it's possible. But if you just stick to it, even though it feels painful at first, because like, oh, I'm used to doing this at this time, doing that. I'm craving this. You just got to fight through it. It's going to be worth it 100%. And the faster you can click into that mode, the better you're going to feel. And the more clearer life, you're going to feel like a child again. How life felt kind of dreamlike. You're going to get that feeling again if you just do these things. So yeah, if you try it out, it works. Yeah, welcome to the other side. Peace.